good evening, wherever you are watching in the world. Today we're going to be talking about the first signs of PCOS, which is also polycystic ovary syndrome. If you're struggling with weight gain, if you're struggling with acne, excessive acne, or you're just having irregular periods and you don't know why, well, I'm about to break it down for you. It might be linked to something called PCOS or polycystic ovary syndrome. Have you ever heard polycystic ovary syndrome, or have you ever heard of somebody calling or saying the words PCOS? Or actually, some people pronounce it PCOS. If you've heard any of this or any of the things I just mentioned kind of trigger something in your head like, that might be me, stay tuned. I'm going to be telling you what to watch out for. Like, if this is what you're having, you might be, you might want to look into it a little bit more. My name is Dr. Ndidi Ehim. I am a functional medicine practitioner and a pharmacist, and I help women who are dealing with stubborn weight issues, infertility issues, or just anything that has to do with hormonal imbalance. I help them reverse it naturally without using medications or fat diets. So let's talk about polycystic ovary syndrome. This is an issue that affects women. 1 out of every 10 women, a woman has it, and they might not even know that that's what they're dealing with. So now, when I'm talking about what are the first signs, right? Let's take a look at some things. I'm going to be mentioning 5 things you need to look out for. 5 things. And PCOS, because mostly it's hormonal, a lot of girls or women don't start recognizing these signs until later on. Some of them, it might start as young girls, but it's happening a little bit here and there with the symptoms, so they don't know that that's what they're going through. So number 1, irregular periods. If you are experiencing irregular periods, and let me explain what that looks like. Your periods take a long time to come, so meaning you could go weeks and months without having a period. Some people don't even have a period at all. They go years without a period. Okay, are we back? Sorry, I gotta put my phone on do not disturb. Okay, some girls at the age of when they're supposed to have their periods, they don't. Normally, biology tells us we're supposed to have our periods like around 12. Some people get it earlier, 9, 10, while some people at the age of 16, 17, they still don't have it. At that point, it might be like, okay, something ain't right, something is going on, right? So keep that in mind. Some people, they do have their periods, but it's extremely heavy and it's extremely painful, like unexplained, like what is going on? At that point, that is when, especially if you're a parent to a teenager that is presenting like that, that is when you need to start like paying very, very close attention. Okay. Now, PCOS, just having one symptom doesn't mean you have PCOS, because it's a combination of different symptoms that I'm going to discuss later on. When you have all of those occurring at the same time, most likely there's a high chance that it has something to do with polycystic ovary syndrome. So just keep that in mind. So now we've talked about the irregular periods. And for the women or the girls who are experiencing excessive heavy periods, like your flow is just heavy. Like you have to, keep changing and swapping out your tampons or your pads every hour or even less. That is extremely heavy. And that comes with like excruciating pain. That was me. So I know I'm talking from experience. And I knew it wasn't normal because no other girl around me was experiencing the same thing. And I went to a boarding school with girls. So it was like maybe me and one other girl that I knew kind of had that same problem. But yeah, that's what it looks like. Number 2, weight gain. Okay. These women are gaining weight unexplainably. Even though they work out, even though they're eating well, that weight just keeps creeping up. It's especially around the belly area. So if you have a girl that is like working out, she's making an effort, she's eating clean, but that weight is just not falling off, it might be PCOS if everything else aligns. So like they have other symptoms that are occurring at the same time. And now keep in mind, why is the weight gain an issue? PCOS is mostly hormonal. Meaning, as a woman, you probably have high levels of testosterone or high levels of androgens. So what that kind of entails, or what that points to, is you are kind of going through a whole lot of male pattern characteristics. Okay. And so wherever testosterone is high for women, your levels of, weight issues, or your insulin levels will also be high. So here these women go, trying to do the best they can. Their body is not responding to insulin properly. And wherever insulin is high in the blood, testosterone is also high. So that is a problem, okay? So you could be doing everything you need to do, but as far as your hormones are kind of whacked and jacked up, that weight is not going anywhere. There are other things that we need to start focusing on. So we need to start looking at, okay, how do I fix my hormones? How do I balance it out, right? So keep that in mind. Okay, the next thing I'm going to talk about is acne. And this also has a hand with like the high testosterone levels. Severe cystic acne. Oh my God. That was me. And me again. Your face, and some people, it doesn't even have to be on the face. It could appear anywhere else on the body. Mine was my face. And that was crazy. No matter what you do, that acne stays. You could have people throwing things at you, products. You could wash your face with the best soap and the most expensive stuff, the cleansers, the toners. It is not going anywhere. And the worst part is the scars that stay afterwards. It's very hard to get rid of. So having high levels of testosterone could also cause you to have severe cystic acne. And cystic acne are those acnes that are like very huge, humongous. They're very thick. When you touch them, you could feel like, it feels like there's a seed inside. They're very big and they're all over your face. So that is another first sign of PCOS. The fifth one I'm going to talk about will be fatigue. Like chronic fatigue. You're just tired all the time. You don't feel like doing anything. Some people could see that as laziness, but if you within yourself know, I'm actually not lazy, I really need to do things, but I'm just tired all the time. I'm tired all the time, and I can't even explain why I'm tired, because I want to do things. It's not like I'm lazy. I just don't have the energy to persevere. I don't have the energy to push. It could be PCOS. All right. And I also throw in a bonus one for you. Thinning hair, alopecia. When women start experiencing PCOS, some people have the thinning hair, like especially around here. The hair at the crown of their head starts to fall off. It gets thinner and thinner, almost balding. What does this lead to again? It's pointing towards like testosterone, the high levels of testosterone. You're presenting with male characteristics, because it's mostly males that have the balding right here. So women, when that's happening, that could be a telltale sign of something else going on. And oh my goodness, I couldn't go without mentioning this: infertility, miscarriages, infertility. It's hard to get pregnant. Some people, it could be easy to get pregnant. Your body's just not holding the pregnancy. And so if you have that happening, and some people, this might happen later on in life, because not a lot of people are actively trying to have babies as teenagers or young adults. So this part of it, they might not notice until maybe later on in their 20s or their 30s, 40s, things like that. But most of the other ones I mentioned are things you could start like noticing at a younger age, right? But for people who are experiencing like hard time getting pregnant or having a lot of miscarriages, it could be that your body is just not holding the pregnancy. You have a high level of testosterone, or something else needs to be fixed. Your hormones are out of whack and is not supporting a healthy pregnancy. So there are things you could do to reverse all of these things I just mentioned. I do help women, and I work with them, kind of prepare their bodies to be able to reverse PCOS, whether it was weight issues, whether it was preparing their body to be able to be more fertile or carry a pregnancy to term, whether it's to kind of help with figuring out how to get rid of that PCOS weight once and for all. It could be in the things you're eating, certain ingredients that your body, you haven't even noticed. Pretty much what I do is kind of get to the root cause of it. We're not just throwing anything in the air. We're getting down to the root cause. You need to go do maybe some labs. We need to figure out what the labs are reading and saying. We need to add some supplements where you're missing some certain things. So we're going with facts. We're going with you know, actually reversing PCOS. We're not just, you know, out here playing. And the reason why I'm so passionate about this is because I went through a lot of the symptoms. I wasn't diagnosed with PCOS, but everything that was happening was pointing towards it. And, you know, I had the miscarriages, I had the acne, I had the hirsutism, I had all of that. And I'm like, what is going on? And they were all happening at different times. My period was crazy. It was extremely heavy. It was very painful. It was crazy. When I was able to reverse my PCOS symptoms, I have lighter periods. I've not had any pain when I have my periods. I don't have cystic acne anymore. You can see my face. What else? I have 3 kids today. I did have miscarriages, but I have 3 children today. So it's like, I'm not just talking, I'm a woman that's also helping other women do the same thing. I'm not just talking from the textbook. So I want to give you a free gift. Down in the description below, I did, I wrote a book, because I didn't see a lot of people with information out there. So I wrote a book called What They Don't Tell You About PCOS. I saw a lot of women, they had questions about everything that had to do with PCOS. Not a lot of people are talking about it. So what I did was I put my knowledge in a book to help other people, other women like you. So if that's something that you'll be interested in, you want to learn about PCOS, how to reverse it, what to do, go ahead and download that free ebook down below. Click on the link and grab it. And also, if you want to work with me one-on-one, let me help you get rid of this weight issue, the thing you can never figure out, how to, you know, reverse PCOS without any medications, but actually get into the root cause, how to get rid of the weight, how to get rid of the acne, how to prepare your body to be more fertile so you could actually hold a pregnancy to term. I want to talk to you and I want to work with you one-on-one. I have my calendar link down below in the description. Click it and let's hop on a session and see what's going on and how I could help you. If any of this made sense to you and you liked it, please subscribe. Y'all are watching, but you're not subscribing. Go ahead and subscribe. Put your comment down below. I read my comments every day and I answer very quickly. So subscribe, like, share. If you know a woman or a girl that's going through any of the things I just discussed, go ahead and share this video with them. Let them know that I exist. I could help them. I have a lot of resources on my page for them to consume and learn about their body and what's going on. So in the meantime, until I see you next time, take care and I will talk to you later. Bye-bye.